anybody else doing a little juicing, detox. This New Year's, Happy New Year's. This is a great time of year to be thinking about a reset. So that's what we're doing in the chef's pantry. But if you need a little bit of motivation, we thought we would go to the source that believes clean eating should be fun. Today, we are headed to Mother Juice with founder extraordinaire Laura Baldini. She is an entrepreneur. She is a philanthropist. She is a powerhouse. And I think has the perfect blend of a little bit sinner and a whole lot of saint. So we're super excited to be headed over to her kitchen. Hi, Laura.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
I've got my juice ready. I feel the Mother Juice glow. What have you been up to? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
How are things going? I know Mother Juice is just taking over the world when it comes to healthy living. What's going on?
Well, just like everybody, we've had to do a little pivoting on how we do Mother Juice with COVID and all. So, we've started doing a lot more delivery, and we started doing meal kits. So every single day you get a box that has everything you need for the whole day, from a juice to a soup to a salad to a snack and to a little breakfast item. And every week the menu is changing. So we're incorporating everything from our everyday menu plus our special items that we make sometimes on occasions. So that's definitely changed things, as well as not being able to go in the actual shops all the way. Everything's changed a little bit.
It's been a huge adjustment and pivot. But Mother Juice, the cornerstone has been these amazing cold pressed juices. But you do so much. Where did the idea come from?
Once upon a time, Ellen, the other co-founder, and I literally were just really into farmers markets, into juicing, and their Mother Juice was born. We didn't know each other. We sort of found each other on the internet and both shared the same passions for juicing and eating healthy. Spiking our juice a little bit sometimes for cocktails and cocktail mixers, stuff like that. But again, it's just that balance of finding the right one.
And then now there's this move from the brick and mortar over to people craving delicious, healthy food, but that are convenient. And like you have the box meal delivery services. And I love seeing that you're entering that playground because there's so many benefits to that. What are your meal kits like?
So they're actually really interesting. I did it last week as a test, and I have done other meal kits that are national. Always, just if I lose a little weight, get a little cleaner eating going. I've gone to like Sakara, or there's a few others, but now that Mother Juice is actually doing their own, it's something I've wanted us to do for years. And now it's finally here. So you'll have like perhaps banana bread and a ginger shot for breakfast, maybe an apple and almond butter as a snack, and then a soup with some quinoa or a salad, and then another snack in the afternoon with a juice, and then something similar for dinner, either a soup that we've done or another one of our bowls.
That sounds so good.
Yeah, it makes life a lot easier, and you don't have to go to the grocery store, and it's just there for you.
Totally. And so today, like, how did you get ready for this segment? I see all this beautiful produce around you.
Well, it's a lot of chopping. I think that's probably the hardest part about anything that we're going to do today is chopping the vegetables and getting prepared and not cutting yourself. For me, it's humongous. I used to use a mandolin a lot for radishes, but I've taken my fingers off too many times that I am very careful with my cutting now, and it helps to do that off camera.
Well, so I had so much fun getting ready, and I am totally right with you. The mandolin is my least favorite kitchen tool, but I made sure everything was organic at the grocery store, and then gave the produce a really good wash. I took the skin off of the citrus for the juice, peeled the coarse rind off of the pineapple. This is for your C++ delicious juice. It has like that great carrot base. And then I use the Breville juicer, but talk to us about juicers because they're not all created equal.
They aren't. What we use, what you use to make cold pressed juice is a cold pressed juicer, obviously. We started on the Norwalks and we use an X1 now. It is the kind of juicer that squeezes all of the juice out of the pulp and never adds any heat to it. So the Breville or any other home juicer, does add a little bit of heat to it. And so therefore the enzymes won't stay intact for as long. So you really want to drink juice that you've made at home on your home juicer quickly. You don't want to save it for 3 days or 2 days, because even cold pressed juice will retain its enzymes and stuff for 72 hours. And that's about it. That's what you've got to work with.
What are the benefits of juice?
Well, the benefits of juice is that all the vitamins and nutrients get right into your blood immediately because it's going through your digestive system. Things like ginger, antifungal, vitamin C stuff, that's, so many things, from kale to broccoli to oranges to lemons, all that citrus that you think of usually. All of that stuff, it's just so important right now while we're trying to stay healthy and keep our and not get a cold, God forbid, or anything. So those to me are the biggest benefits of the rapidly increasing your energy and boosting your immune system.
Well, I think it's a great place to start for the new year. And I love starting my day with a really fresh, vitamin-packed juice. But for me, keeping things sustainable all year, I feel like I lean on you. You have the right attitude, not being afraid to mix some spirits in with these delicious concoctions. So spin us through from a mixology standpoint, how you go and create these really yummy libations.
Well, I think in a way it's little containers of each vegetable juice, and you just sort of mix and add and see what works. And we had a lot of fails, but we also had a lot of great ones. So similar to that, like I could take this bottle, the bottle of Mojo, and it's a green juice, but it has green pepper in it. And I am a spicy person. So for this, I would like to add a jalapeno to it a little bit. It will mix well with the green pepper, give it a little kick. There's so many things you can add, and it's really a matter of what you like.
So, Laura, do you have a shaker on hand?
Oh, sure do.
Okay. I want to see you start tossing one together. And I love the idea of the jalapeno with like the cocktail. I think it's a really nice way. And I feel like it must be good for digestion too, right?
I think so. And I think peppers all have caspian in it, which is going to give your metabolism a little kick as well. Plus, it's just it feels tropical.
So do you use the pepper as sort of like the flavor lead with what kind of alcohol you'll pair with it?
I definitely do. I like it with vodka, or I would like it with tequila. Gin, I'm sure it's probably lovely for people who drink gin. It's not something I'm very good at.
Let's see the vodka you have, because you have a really special one on your cart, don't you?
We have a couple of them. So I've got Hansen's vodka, which is organic, and it's with habaneros. And I have Bar Hill vodka, which is a honey vodka from Vermont.
Ooh.
And then I've also, of course, just got a plain Tito's. But for instance, in talking about vodka, let's say you are not anywhere near Mother Juice or in our delivery vicinities or any other cold pressed juice store, and you would like to make a cocktail. One little trick that I have found to make that possible is most stores, CVS, Whole Foods, any of those have watermelon juice that is cold pressed. It might not be this brand, but it will be, there's a lot of different brands available. And let's say you did not have habanero vodka and you would like to make a spicy watermelon cocktail beverage. You can just as easily do that by taking your shaker and by taking whatever you would like to muddle in it to add flavor. You have to remember, though, that muddling doesn't mean pulverizing. It means gently pressing the herbs and the vegetable to get the flavors out. So I'm going to add a little bit of mint. I'm going to add some jalapeno. Totally up to you, your spice level. I happen to have a thing that you squish it with, but if you don't, I'm sorry, it just totally blanked. You can use a wooden spoon and the back of it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to lightly squish the stuff in here, muddle it, giving it a little twist, nothing too hard. And then I'm going to throw some ice in here. I am going to throw my store-bought watermelon juice in here because we're working with things that you can get accessible at home,
Cool.
especially during times like this. And then, although I have habanero vodka, I'm going to throw in Tito's because I have just made my own spicy vodka by adding, where is my top?
That is so nice, and I like that. Then you can control sort of the heat threshold there. So, and then you just give it a shake.
All right. And so I've also taken some ice cubes and added edible flowers to them just to make it a little pretty. You guys can
It's
see.
so beautiful.
Thank you. You can also just watermelon juice freezes nice as well. So if you didn't want your cocktail to get diluted, that's another great way. And so, I mean, there you are. There you have watermelon jalapeno, some vodka just to brighten it up. If you want, you can add a little bit of bubbles. So you could add some soda water, or even if you wanted to get really fancy, if you have champagne left from New Year's, yes, you could add a little bit.
Oh, that's so fancy. I love the little floater. And then pulling like the edible pansy or nasturtium or something in the ice is so gorgeous. Okay. So I'm taking one of your recipes. C++ is one of my favorite mother juices. And I love the pineapple, the orange, the ginger, the little bit of heat. And so I'm pairing it with tequila. I love Casamigos. But you know what else I have? Have you tried the Kettle One botanical infused vodkas? These are so tasty. So I'm gonna round 2 maybe try that vodka. But I tried this last night and it was amazing. So I just used the Breville juicer and then mixing it straight with the tequila. Oh.
And Anna, you did such a great job making our C++ at home on your juicer, which is awesome.
Look at the color. I mean, it's your recipe. This is so beautiful. Cheers. Happy New Year.
You too.
To our Well, this is so tasty. And we're going to also make one of the dishes that you serve in the Moju meals, right? Yeah. The fresh Vietnamese spring rolls. So tasty. So let's take a look at what goes into building these. They're beautiful. They're fresh. It's a great way to get your greens, have something to really sink your teeth into. And there's so many great ingredients. So the first thing for me is all about the sauce. Like I love having a really good dip. And this is your sun butter peanut-esque sauce 2.0. I love it. So I love that it has sriracha and tamari and sun butter and full fat coconut milk. There's a little bit of maple syrup in there for sweetness. And then having the high-powered blender is key, isn't it? So you get like a super smooth consistency. So I whipped this up in advance, but this keeps well. What do you think for a couple days in the refrigerator?
Absolutely. And if you're going through making all of these fresh rolls, there's so many ingredients and things that like you want it to last a couple days. And they're really, really easy snacks. So the sauce is great to have. When I make a fresh roll, I will wrap it in cellophane afterwards to store it in the fridge. And probably 2 days. They're great little snacks. You can cut them in half. You can make them smaller for smaller hands. Basically add whatever you want. And that sauce is just so addicting and delicious. I find it's definitely gone in 2 days.
It is so good. Look how, I mean, it's like thick and creamy and like it had like the depth of flavor that you get from the soy sauce. And then the sun butter it's like a little bit like more bitter kind of. And so the maple syrup that you toss in there is really nice to smooth, like balance it out with a touch of sweetness. It's so good.
It's funny how each ingredient really does have its own purpose for this particular recipe. Like if I've left something out, I can totally tell every time. It's going through, you sometimes just forget, but it's a quick one to just add it right back into in the blender if you should forget.
Well, should we roll some up?
Yes, we should. So the first thing you want is a little bit of warm water to soak your rice papers in. Because I have my sink a little hidden with this, we're just going to go this way. All right. So rice paper sheets you can pretty much get them at most grocery stores. All different sorts of brands. No particular ones that I'm more partial to. You just don't want broken ones. They're
Right.
hard enough. So you want to start out. Oops, see, there we go. That's what you don't want.
But that's a failed burrito. So is this a good option for
Burrito.
somebody on a gluten-free diet?
Yes, because it's rice paper, so it is gluten free.
And then I have like, it's a little bit warmer. It's not like, what do you think? Like almost like bath water temperature?
That does make it easier. You'll probably have an easier time than I am with these ones that keep breaking. But I will also say your first one, similar to a pancake, is going to be a scratch.
Okay, I know, exactly. You have to feed that one to the puppies. And I even have fun with my kids bringing a little dish of warm water to the dinner table, and then we'll set up like a pretty little bar with all the fresh veggies and kind of get crafty with it. But yeah, it gets super pliable.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like your tip of laying it on a damp cloth.
It helps to get it less so it doesn't stick as much. So when you get your rice paper going, I like to start with some lettuce because it gives it sort of a nice nest to hold all of your ingredients in without ripping through it.
Great.
I also like to put the bright green side down because you have to remember everything that you're going to roll, the color is going to come through.
Okay. And maybe if you're working with a romaine, taking that rib out.
Exactly.
Probably, it looks like you have like a really nice butter lettuce or Boston bib that is a little bit softer.
It's exactly what I'm using. It just that or red leaf. It does tend to roll a little bit easier, but I do take that crunchy vein out because that will end up poking through somewhat. Sharp vegetables will poke through as well. So like with the shredded carrots, I like to sort of get it really right in there with an avocado. So it's got something soft as they do have those like sharp little edges.
Great.
And so, I just sort of add things and it doesn't have to be the same thing every time. I've got cucumbers and red peppers and yellow and orange and avocado and celery and vermicelli noodles. So all of it, not each one is going to get all of them. Oh, and then a little collection of some fresh herbs. And as you do this, you're going to want to think what you'd like for like the end to look like. If you wanted to have some flour on it, or if you wanted to have a piece of basil or cilantro. So if I wanted a flour, for example, I would pop this little edible flour up at the very top. And when you roll these guys, you're going to want to like pick up the bottom side closest to you and then pull it in and then wrap it over. And the tighter you roll, the easier it will be to cut. And as you roll, then you're going to pull the two little sides in, sort of just like a burrito. Okay. And then you'll gently and tightly roll it over and then boom.
Oh my gosh, such a pro.
Yes, and of course it ripped because it's the first one. But you just sort of keep going and you get the swing of it. And before you know it, you have a whole bunch of them.
I have a snack. Yes. I love your little artsy technique of putting a little flourish on that. Like it's like sealing with a kiss.
Exactly.
That is so beautiful. And so I love just looking at your board. You have like, talk about really eating the colors of the rainbow, but you're really having a nice variety of texture. Also like that creamy avocado, the crunchy peppers. And I like the idea of like pulling in whatever the proteins are that you like. It'd be really nice. I could see with like some grilled shrimp or even like a barbecue pork, like thinly sliced. I bet would be super tasty. But these are so fun.
Aren't they great? They're really easy to do. And a lot of the times I used to do this often when the world was more normal. I would do this at friends' houses with their kids on a Saturday night, similar to what you were saying, and just have everybody kind of make their own. It's fun. It's interactive. You can literally add anything. There are so many recipes online about this and different ways to do it. For kids, a lot of people like to do Nutella, banana, and strawberries. And they also have smaller wraps than this too. They have one that's about a 6-inch, so you can make them smaller.
I actually grabbed a pack of the smaller size. What's a good serving if you're using like the 8-inch circle?
So a good serving, you mean in terms of what you're putting in?
Yeah, I feel like it's healthy. I might want to eat 10, but maybe I should just have 2.
I think it's kind of a salad in a rice paper roll. I mean, really, all of the stuff is stuff that you'd have in a salad, like a normal salad. So by putting it in the rice paper, it's kind of a sneaky way to get yourself or your kids to eat more vegetables. I find myself, I eat a lot of vegetables, but I definitely find myself eating more of them when it's like this, because you can only eat so much salad, and you can only eat so many raw vegetables before it becomes unexciting and boring. So by doing this, creating new ways to eat vegetables that are raw, this is such an easy way to do it.
It sounds like a great way to jumpstart a diet or, a healthy sort of new year.
Without noticing that you are so much or feeling the pain. So you've got your little like cold pressed juice cocktail. You're making your little basically just a salad in some rice paper. And you can just get so creative with these. Shrimp is a big one. Like if you've ever been to a Vietnamese restaurant, I'm sure you've seen the fresh rolls there, and they're great and they last a few days, but they definitely use sometimes chicken, sometimes tofu, sometimes shrimp, a variety of things. But it's just sort of like everything, just so it doesn't get boring. You want to make it
keep it fun and mix things up. So I like to dip. Do you like to dip or do you like to drizzle?
I'm a total dipper. Radishes look cute too.
Oh my God. This is so delicious. Am I allowed to double dip if it's my own kitchen?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want in your own kitchen.
Okay, we're friends here. This is really good. Laura, this would be so good on like chicken satay or over a little noodle salad.
And you know what else you can do? Let's say you have leftover chicken satay from that you ordered in last night or the night before, and I don't know about the night before, but if you'd like to just use some of those leftovers to mix in. I'm a huge
moisturizer.
Yes, moisturizer too. And I love burritos and anything you can roll. So even if I have lots of leftover vegetables that do well with heat, like broccoli, cauliflower, or asparagus, I will just bake it in a sheet pan and then throw it into a gluten-free burrito or regular burrito, depending on what you'd like. So I see the rice paper thing so similarly to that.
Yeah.
It's just using what you've got and seeing where it takes you. You don't most people have some vegetables from leftover and don't really know what to do with them or just have them. But this is such another great alternative.
It's a lot of fun. And I love these little dishes that have a lot of legs. So you can use them in different ways and keep things interesting because we've been doing a lot of cooking.
I mean, we all have cooking fatigue. I know me and my not cooking habit. So.
Okay, so speaking of kitchen, Laura, we have something called the Chef's Slice, where we like to learn a little bit more about you in the kitchen and beyond. And you look really well equipped in there. Do you have a favorite kitchen gadget?
Kitchen scissors. I love kitchen scissors. Ooh. I'm not very good. Like once I separate them, putting them back together, I can never really do it quick. But once I do, I love them. I love them to slice a flatbread pizza with. I love them to cut vegetables with sometimes. When I'm done with this kind of a thing, I like to throw all the leftover vegetables into a bowl and literally just chop it all up, make it bite-sized, even with the noodles. It seems to work great. And it's just nothing goes to waste that way.
I thought you were going to say the cocktail shaker, but maybe that will be mine today.
Yes, I'll give you that one.
I agree. The kitchen scissors are really multifunctional. You are a huge traveler. I can only imagine you have an amazing list of where you can't wait to head once COVID lifts. Where to first?
I mean, someplace warm and cold, of course, because I would just like a break and I would like to relax and think about nothing. But even just being in New England, I'd like to just get in my car and go to Maine and have it not be a problem. Something as simple as that at this point. But definitely someplace warm, definitely someplace tropical, and definitely for a week.
Anywhere right here, take me away.
Basically.
So with New Year's, are you a resolution person or are you an affirmation person?
I am an intention setting person.
How are you setting your intention?
So I kind of write it down. I shut music and TV off, or maybe like quiet music, but I write it down and I think about it, what I really want from this year. I didn't do it last year, and luckily I didn't, because it wouldn't have mattered. But this year, I definitely took anything I thought about from last year and parlayed it into my wishes for this year. But also, I want to not forget the things we learned in 2020, like patience, kindness, things I had before, but maybe not as much.
Yeah. How did you embrace this healthy lifestyle? Have you always been into juicing and doing things that are good for you, or how did it find you?
I think I've always been into offsetting the bad things I do. And the vegetables and juice definitely do that. I know for myself, I found myself drinking more wine than I would have liked during this whole lockdown. And, that's just so much sugar. And I think that's when I've always made conscious cocktails with our juices, but now more than ever, if I'm going to have one solid drink at the end of the day, it's really nice to have something that's got some vitamins and antioxidants in it, rather than just a glass of delicious sugar.
Totally. Well, happiness counts for something in the health department, right? And balance is a big part of that. You're my inspiration. I'm taking note, girl. Oh, this is so tasty. I'm going to take this upstairs for the kids, and we're going to have some fun making these up together. And I love on the board, every night can be a little bit different with the radish, the carrots, the cucumber, the peppers, the avocado, the mint tonight, and then the delicious vermicelli rolls. And then I'm like I can't get enough of this.
They're so good, aren't they?
Sun butter peanut sauce 2.0. It is so good. Not to mention the cocktail. Laura, thank you so much. I can't wait to come see you at Mother Juice, and I can't wait to try the Mojo meal kit. It looks so amazing, and it's so fun getting a sneak peek of it tonight.
Anna, thank you so much. It's always so fun doing anything with you, especially cooking and making cocktails.
You're the best. Cheers, my friend. Happy New Year.
You too, Anna. Thank you.
Yum. So much fun making things that are healthy, colorful, and spirited. Right up my alley. Thank you so much, Laura. And you guys, we have a great week ahead. Big news for Mom to Mom. They've moved from 4 o'clock to 11 o'clock on Wednesday. And we'll see you next Monday, kicking off still in the healthy mindset. We're with Denise Austin. So I might have to pull out the spandex and leg warmers, and I'm sure we'll be making something delicious and healthy again. I could have some of that energy that she has extra rub off on me for sure. But this was such a treat, cooking with Laura Baldini, founder of Mother Juice, making a delicious, healthy cocktail and vermicelli spring rolls. Bye, guys. See you next week. Cheers.